All right, let's go ahead and talk about our handout. Okay, so this is the last handout for Unit 1. It is Unit 1 Skills 3 handout, and we're going to focus on Ingles and Ingle addition. Okay, so we're going to go back to last class where we talked about Ingles. So it says go ahead, label the parts of an Ingle, right? We're going to label the sides, which is really the rays. So I'm going to go and take out my first highlighter. We're going to go ahead and look at the sides, which are our rays. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the vertex, which is just a point. And then we're going to go ahead and name an angle. Okay. The way that we name angles, right, is I can have one letter. Then I can do 3 letters. And same thing, 3 letters. Okay, so let's just go ahead and first label the vertex. I always like to start with the vertex. The vertex is in the middle. It is that common point, right? So it looks like I have vertex X. Okay, and let's look at the sides. The first side is my first ray, right? I can say that it's ray X, Y. And our rays have to have a little top hat of a ray. Right, same exact thing. I'm going to go in the opposite direction. My other ray looks like is XZ. Cool. All right, to name your angle, right, there are three ways. The first way is just one letter, and this is just straight up taking the vertex. So I'm going to go and put my little angle symbols. These are super important, right? And I'm going to go and first label angle X. Right, the next one, I just need to make sure that X is in the middle of my 3-letter combination, right? So I can start with YXZ. So that's my first one, is YXZ. And then I can reverse it. I can go and start with Z, go to XY. So I have ZXY. And we just need to make sure that X is in the middle of my sequence. Okay. Alrighty, Ruski, let's go ahead and talk about the 4 different kinds of angles. And this is what we learned today. Right, we have my first angle. We have the acute, the right, and the straight angle. Right, so let's go ahead and start with acute. Now remember, an acute angle, it is super, super cute. So I'm going to say it's cute, which means it's very small. Okay, so again, the definition for an acute angle is that it is going to be our angles less than my 90 degrees. So here's some examples, right? I can go ahead and start with my vertex, do a ray that way. I can do a ray up there. I can also do my vertex ray down there and air ray down there. Right, whatever is less than 90 degrees. Okay, and I can also show like this. It's very, very cute. So then we're looking at those kinds of angles. All right, a right angle. This is my 90-degree angle. Right, and when we have 90-degree angles, I'm going to start with my vertex. I have a ray going that way, and I can have a ray going straight up. And whenever we have a 90-degree angle, I have this little top hat, or not top hat. I have this little symbol. This 90-degree, this box means we have a 90-degree angle. Okay, so it's that right angle symbol. All right, obtuse. Obtuse, this one means that we are going to be an angle bigger. I'm going to say more than 90 degrees. And same thing, right? I can start with my vertex. I can go this way. I can go a little bit more than my 90-degree angle. I can also go and do my vertex, array going this way, array going that way. Right? It's all of these bigger angles. Okay. And last but not least, we have a straight angle. So a straight angle means that we're dealing with a straight line. So we have a 180-degree angle. So same thing, I'm going to start with a vertex. I have one ray going that way. I have another ray going the same opposite way. And this guy, since it's a straight angle, it's going to be all the way around. And I can label this to be 180 degrees. It is a straight line. All right, that's it for this handout.